Moments is out now. Please buy it. Please. Hello, I'm Jamie Webster, and this is Talk Tonight.
So, hello, welcome back to the Talk Tonight podcast. And welcome back, Jamie Webster.
It's good to be back, boys.
It's fucking good to see you in real life, mate. How are you doing?
I'm good, you know. I had a bit of a paddy whack when I got in here because I thought I was going to string my guitar up and all that, but I'm good now because Tim, my bass player, he kindly offered to help out and do that for me, so I'm all good now. In a lovely venue, the whole social.
It's not bad, is it?
It's a lovely venue, you know, really nice for something that's like so small, you know, in terms of like it's about 300 cap, is it? Something like that, and you know, the lads who own it, all the team here have been dead helpful. The sound system looks great, do you know what I mean? The stage is big enough. And just a really nice place. And I've got family who actually live in Hull. My cousin come to uni here, and she married someone from Hull, and they live here with a little girl now. So my little cousin's actually, what's a word for people from Hull? Like, you know, we're Scousers. What's like?
Mate, just from Hull.
You're just from Hull.
There's no word for it, mate.
Well,
just from Hull.
My little cousin's from Hull anyway. But so it's nice to get up there. They're coming down to the gig tonight and catch up with them. And
nice.
Just looking forward to it. It's nice to see you. I much prefer doing podcasts, I must admit, in person rather than over the computer.
Mate.
But it's good to be here, lads. Thanks very much for taking the time.
Second one in person.
Good deal.
First one we did in Manchester. But I had a proper videographer. So
right.
it was a lot easier having to do it with my brother who's never done it before.
That's this your brother.
But yeah, we're here. Obviously the last time we spoke, it was a week before you released this place. I can't remember because you guys have an exclusive listen on the podcast. It's sort of blown up since then. Because we're now a week away from you potentially having a number one album.
Yeah, I mean, that's mad in itself, innit? You know what I mean? Just the fact that I'm getting messages every morning, and it's like Ed Sheeran's creeping up behind you, and it's like, what? How's that even a thing? You know what I mean? Like, something that I'd never thought could happen, but it's just, honestly, it's been an amazing couple of years, considering that, like, we've been in a lockdown for most of it. Like, you know, to have a second album, like, riding so high in the charts, and have obviously this week sold out in like minutes near enough.
That's it,
and we've got the big tour at the end of the year. The festivals all coming. It's I'm now doing what I always dreamed about doing. You know what I mean? And it's I feel like the luckiest lads in the world. You know, it's very tiring, especially this week. But you can probably tell I look rough as fuck. You know, you get on with it, and it's the most rewarding thing at the end of every night when you see the people and you stood on the stage and stuff like that. And I know I keep going on about the number one and the chart placements and that, but in reality, the connection that I've made with proper fans and real people, working class people across the country and in other countries since the first two albums, that's more than good enough for me. You know what I mean? Like, even if I wasn't in the top 40, if I'd still had this sort of response to the album, you know, in terms of like it genuinely making a connection with normal working class people, it's more than you could have ever asked for. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just buzzing, and I always take the opportunity. Well, I'd just like to take this further opportunity, not only to thank you lads for amplifying my message, but to everyone else who's supported and who's listening and who watches and in any way has contributed to this career. And you know, I wouldn't be here without people like yourselves and people like them. It's amazing.
I really appreciate that. I'm sure, you know, a lot of people have followed you since the beginning. And like for us, obviously we were there during the Liverpool days, the Liverpool songs. Do you think it's been harder becoming an artist on your own because you had that sort of stigma as the Liverpool guy just does songs, or do you think it's actually helped you in the long run?
I think there's been a case of it having major benefits and also having some hindrance as well. Do you know, I think at the start, you know, when you're releasing your first single, if you've got thousands of people just waiting to listen to it because they already like what you've done beforehand, you're in an unbelievably lucky situation. Do you know what I mean? And I know that. I'm not going to paint over the cracks and say I've done all this just through my music. I know at the start there was a large chunk of Liverpool fans who just loved what I'd done in the past, who just wanted to get behind me and support it, and I'm never ever going to turn me back on that. I'm so thankful for that. I appreciate that. Now moving forward, lots and lots of more people from, you know, of different football fans and people who aren't even football fans are getting involved, and they're asking us to, you know, they're just asking about shows, they're tweeting me and stuff like that. But it also has been, I've seen, you know, comments in the past on social, I'm not listening to that red bastard. I'm not, you know, I'm not supporting that. I hate Liverpool, this Scouse bastard, this scruffy Scouse cunt and blah blah. I've had it all, do you know what I mean? But so there is a bit of an hindrance towards it in that way, but on the whole, I'm past that now. Do you know? I'm just.
You're at a level now where it don't actually matter, does it? Like,
no, it doesn't matter. Do you know, it doesn't matter. I don't care now. Do you know, like people like me. Thank you very much. You're more than welcome. I'm so lucky to have you. If you don't like me, I'm not asked. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like people that are like proper music fans, they'll understand that. You know, they're not going to be like, oh, he's from Liverpool, sports Liverpool. Let's fuck him off, because you've actually done a lot of work for the underground music scene, fighting via Gurga, for example.
Exactly.
You know, and, I mean, how did that all come about? I was talking to Harry, who also runs the podcast with me, and we were saying like it's quite a good message that you got them on national radio calling their shit out, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Viagogo is I've been on the other side of it. I've bought tickets in the past, you know, off Viagogo as a young music fan, as a young gig enthusiast. Do you know what I mean? And you never really think about it, but when you're on the other side, like it was in the morning, the two shows at the Cavern Club sold out in 15 seconds.
And then there was up for triple, 10 times.
I was buzzing in the initial moments, like, wow, like this has happened to me, you know, I've been on the other end waiting to get them gigs at 9 o'clock in the morning, you know. Wow, that's amazing. And then an hour later, seeing like my fans, you know, disheartened by tickets being sold for 3, 4, 5 times the amount.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Like when it actually happens to you, you realise you put it into perspective. There's people who were dying to come and see you play. You were going through all the proper channels, queuing up like everybody else, doing it, you know, doing the right thing, trying to get tickets, you know, to someone who you really want to come and see, and they can't because the tickets are sold. Or on the flip side, you've got someone who's got no intention of coming to see you play.
Buying 10 tickets.
Buying 10 tickets just to sell for a profit. And, you know, you're pricing out working class, you know, hard working fans, and that is capitalism, and that is what I fucking hate. I stand against it, you know what I mean? So for me, it was a case of what platforms do I have to speak about this? And at the time, I only had me socials, which, you know, the numbers are good on there. So, you know, me lads, the two lads who run my socials with me, and we got together and we worked out a plan. We done some research and we put the video together, and it got a great reception, you know. And then 5 Live got in touch, and I genuinely didn't think that the spokesperson from Viagogo was going to turn up, because
he had some bottle, to be fair.
Fair play to George. George took it on that day, you know. He turned up to get an arse wiping, really. Do you know what I mean? Like that was all it was.
I think he took it well. 10 minutes in, after you badgered him enough to actually say, we do get commission from it. Yeah, we do get a large percentage, because it was classic politician answer.
Exactly, you know, it's yes or no, George. It's yes or no. There's a level of education required. No, don't be insulting.
He's a knobhead, man.
There's a level of education required. How insulting. You know, doing what I do. I run my own business. Do you know what I mean? Like this is a business. Do you know what I mean? You know, and I understand. You know, I didn't do my A-levels or go to university, but my GCSEs, I didn't get anything below a B. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a stupid person. And to be told something by someone who doesn't know you at all, to someone who just assume that you've got a small level of education to understand how a basic commission works, it's just disgusting, you know what I mean? It's like, how fucking dare you, to be perfectly honest with you. But, you know, I thankfully was close at some point in that interview to just absolutely losing my shit with him.
I bet. I could see it.
I didn't want to embarrass myself, and I didn't want to give him any upper hand. So I tried so hard to stay composed and all of that. But it was... I enjoyed it, you know what I mean? Give me a fucking Tory or a chief executive of a company like that every day, and I'll just hammer them home, because they've never dealt with people like me and you. They don't know how to deal with people like me and you.
They're up in their ivory tower, mate. They're all fucking
That's why you don't talk to people like me and you. That's why all these discussions are done in Parliament with other people like them, because they can talk to each other in this stupid Victorian way that's like so old and so dated and so not relevant to how life is lived today, and all these phrases and litigation and all that shit. you know, let's just talk as two human beings across the table with a cup of coffee. Do you know what I mean? But they can't do that. They've never, they don't know us. They don't want to know us. They never will know us. Do you know what I mean?
They're in a world of their own, innit? Joe, just check, is it all good? We all good? Yeah, you can stop with the Instagram now. I'll do.
See you soon, Instagram.
Cheers. So, we'll move on to the album.
Right.
Moments. You mentioned there your dismay for politics as it stands, hatred for the government. Moments conveys a lot of that. One of the opening lyrics in one of the songs, I've forgotten the name of it, it's TV's broke with a pale fat Joe.
Yeah.
Obviously in reference to that fat Boris.
Yeah.
But where does your hatred come for the government? Because, I mean, a lot of us are frustrated, but where, personally for you, where does that come
You
from?
haven't got to live in Liverpool too long to hate the government, mate. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Well, look, I mean, you know, just from, you know, I'm not crying poverty here, and I'm not playing the victim either, because, like, look, before I say any of this, I'm going to go out there and say I'm not one of these people who will sit here and talk to you and say I've had fuck all growing up. You know, I've had nothing, I've had no opportunity, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know, my parents were here, there and everywhere on drugs. No, that's a load of shit. My parents are driving down to the gig today. They drove to the gig last night. My parents have working class people who've worked very, very hard to give me, my brother and my sister opportunities that they didn't have and that a lot of other people don't have. And I'm well aware of that, you know what I mean? And I'm really focused on that. And it only takes you, but, you know, in Liverpool you look at, like, I've only got to look at a couple of my friends and a couple of their social situations, and when you look at the funding that's being cut to my city, compared to cities like Manchester, London and stuff like that, it's absolutely disgusting. All our funding as a city came from the European Union, which we left, and which now everyone's like, oh shit, why did we leave? Do you know what I mean? Hull's another city that's got massive European backing because it won European Capital of Culture, just like Liverpool did a few years later. So cities like ours, you know, we're not looked after by Tory governments whatsoever. You know, it took Paul Heaton to regenerate half of the whole nightlife, didn't it? Do you know what I mean? It took people from round here who've lived with the people to do it. We don't receive any support. We're just told to constantly just take more blows, take more suffering, higher taxes, this, that, the other. You know, it's just, and where are we at the end of it? You know what I mean? I just think, and whilst government hatred, it comes from a number of things, and it's just the economic disparity that this government have created is absolutely frightening. Do you know what I mean? It's frightening, and even that, you know, it took Marcus Rashford, you know, a footballer, you know, to campaign to get children who normally get free school meals because they live below the breadline, to get them when they're not in school. Now, this is feeding hungry kids. We're talking about feeding hungry children, and they were against it. Hungry children. Do you know what I mean? Hungry fucking... One sec. Look at this. This is what I'm eating on tour, right? And I'm not moaning about it, right? It was £2 for two of them, right? Why can't... The government wouldn't even give that. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't even give that to hungry children every single day. There's no, you know what I mean? You've only got to, that alone should make you hate the fucking government. I don't even think I need to say too much more, but there's just so many things throughout my childhood. So many, you only got to look at the news every day, real news. You know what I mean? To see what's going on in the world. You know what I mean? Even it's just so wrong. And you know, I'm just an advocate for people who feel like that they're alone, you know what I mean? They feel like they can't break out of their environment. They feel like there's no support. I'm going to eat a little bit of this as I'm talking to you.
You're right, mate. Moments more personal to you. What was your headspace at when writing it?
Yeah, well, it was obviously a lot of frustration. I'd just come off the back of releasing We Get By. Charted in the top 10, momentum flying. Everyone, you know, really, really humbling time, really great time. And then all of a sudden, you go a month after it, you know, because you're so busy involved in the album campaign and everything around it. And all of a sudden, nothing. Phone stops ringing.
Venues,
gigs getting cancelled, venues closing,
done.
festivals cancelling. You know, like, I'm looking at myself in my house thinking, where's my next paycheck coming from? Now, I was lucky because of my Liverpool connection.
Yeah.
I was able to earn money through, like, you know, online stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, doing, like, little bits and bobs with some sponsors of Liverpool FC who really helped me out, you know, doing, like, live commentary on some games from my live stream and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
And it was really got me out the shit during that pandemic, I can tell you. But, you know, there's loads of people, like, you know, in my industry and in other industries, you were just basically given a middle finger.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And just told to wait, and, like, some people were told to retrain. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
which was one of the most disgusting things I've
that
ever
was
heard.
outrageous.
You know,
outrageous.
people spend years and years, decades of their life training to do something that they love. And in the instance of a virus, told to retrain and drop it, and then it may never return. You know, what sort of support is that?
Load of bollocks, mate.
Yeah, it's a load of crap. And yeah, so it's just the frustration around that. I was putting myself in my own shoes, in friends of mine's shoes, and you know, you just gotta, like, and it was, you know, I was writing about ways in which we could get out and escape it, you know what I mean, to try and bring that element of joy to the album. Obviously, songs like Something in the Air, I was spending a lot of time with my girlfriend, we were locked down together, do you know what I mean? And where it could have probably broke a lot of couples, it made me realise just how lucky I was to have someone like this in my life. I'm in the
same boat, mate, exactly the same boat. I ended up locked down, stuck in my girlfriend's house.
Yeah, but I was exactly the same.
Brought us together, now bought an house together. So
it's like that.
So it's actually done well. And another thing on top of the album, obviously from a more personal feel, but I also feel like it's gone away from the classic Jamie Webster acoustic. Obviously that's still a main part, but there's more of a full band feel to the album.
Yeah, well, you'll find out tonight that these musicians that are on that stage, they're incredible musicians, do you know what I mean? Well, Jim, the drummer, sessions for the Lightning Seeds. The bass player plays saxophone for the Lightning Seeds. He's also a producer as well in his own right. Yeah. The guitarist plays guitar for Shaq, Mickhead, and the Coral. Do you know,
I knew there was a choral vibe in it somewhere.
Yeah, well, obviously my manager Alfie, his brothers, James Kelly from the Coral.
Yeah. Because did you record at the same studio?
We do our demos in the Coral's rehearsal room. So thank you very much to James Kelly and the Coral for all their support over the years as well.
Welcome on the podcast anytime.
Yeah, you'd be lucky.
I know.
You'd be lucky, I'll tell you that. But yeah, like, you know, in terms of, like, I wanted to use these lads to the best of their ability. Do you know what I mean? And I've got a great, you know, I love listening to proper music, which is really produced and well developed. It was a no-brainer. The first album had to sound rough and ready like the acoustic album it did because of where I'd come from in the past. But once I moved into the charts, it was never a choice of go back and do We Get By Again. You know, it was always develop, go to, you know, I wanted to do the residential stuff, so we went to Rockfield. We worked with the platinum selling record producer in Dave Eringer, who got us recording live as a band, which is what we are.
And you're getting more of a live feel as well. And obviously you get the advantage of getting the songs going.
Exactly.
That video that went viral last night, I think about 5 seconds in, there's a couple that are obviously Tories. They do not look fucking very pleased, mate.
You know, I don't know if they were Tories, I just don't know if they knew that was about to happen, do you know what I mean? But, I don't, you know, some people just are just a bit more reserved than that, you know what I mean? They've received a lot of, you know, it might not be unwarranted because if they are Tories, fuck them, but, no, I'm only messing, but, like, you know, it might be a bit unwarranted because they might just be normal, nice people who just were out for a couple's night out and weren't expected to see that, you know what I mean?
A few hundred people chanting that in the face.
Well, best part of 1,000, it was in Newcastle, that video, but, you know, the fuck the Tories thing, it's great, it's like, people have stopped singing Liverpool songs now before the gigs and they're now singing that, and for me that's just such a unbelievable thing. And like,
shows how you've developed and where you are now from LA to now.
Exactly, yeah, you know, it's Wales away, and while I still stay true to me LFC roots, you know, all the while, this is me home now doing this is where I feel most comfortable, and I'm just buzzing to call this a job. Do you know what I mean? In reality, it's fucking insane, really. Do you know what I mean? To do this, I do feel like the luckiest lads in the world, and it's all down to all the people who supported me from start to finish. This development, you know, thank you to everyone else who's recognised it as a development and can appreciate that, you know, it's not just going to be Weekend in Paradise and another 10 tunes of that on the next album. It's going to be more developed and, you know, more cultured and more well-rounded, musically speaking as well.
On that, what's your favourite song on the new album?
North End Kid.
Because I was listening to that on the way here and I thought, he's written that about himself.
Yeah, maybe not. Because I'm doing what I wanted to do. Do you know what I mean? I'm not having to dream about it. It's more of a message to, like, North End Kid, I'll tell you what it's about. You know when you go to a pub?
Yeah.
You know when you go to a pub and you see that fella and he's holding court with about 7 or 8 people in the pub and he's only telling you the story about going to shops.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
it's got the attention.
It's the funniest story you've ever heard in your life, and you feel like you're there with him. You can feel every feeling that he's felt in the story that he's telling you. It's about people like that. You know what I mean? He probably works as a postman or do you know, like in a factory or something. And that fella should be on a fucking stage. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone's hanging off every word he said. And I sort of was thinking about people like that. I was thinking about some of my mates who, like, you know, probably feel like that they couldn't do what they wanted to do because they had this reputation of being like, you know, an arcade sort of cool lad or, you know, sort of whatever. Yeah. And it's just about not letting that get into your head and just following your dreams. Don't be like the North End Kid. Don't live a life of frustration and having to go to bed and smoke a bit of pot or take some drugs to escape your life, you know what I mean?
You're hearing this, Matt.
Yeah, what I'm saying is you don't need to that shouldn't be your only escape. If you wanna go out and live your life, don't let your environment defeat you, let it define you. Do you know what I'm saying? And adapt, and just do you. Do you know what I mean? Just if you've got a passion for it, follow it. And you know, you never know where you can be. You could be throwing roses at your feet one day. You know what I'm saying? And it's just I know so many kids who are the North End Kid. Do you know what I mean? I know so many kids who are like that. Just, you know, for whatever reason, they felt like it could never happen to someone like me, so I'm not even going to bother chasing it, you know what I mean? That sort of.
Yeah, that's it, mate.
And
got to follow your dreams. Got to follow your dreams.
Yeah, that's it.
Do what you're passionate about.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, I just feel really, really lucky to be able to even just sit here and talk about this with you, you know what I mean? Thankfully for me, I followed my dreams and my friends and family and the people around me were really, really supportive of that. And it gave me the confidence to go on and do it. You know what I mean? But, yeah.
Jamie Webster, ladies and gentlemen. Before we end, we sent out a little tweet asking if anyone had any questions for you.
Oh, lovely stuff.
We've got a few hypotheticals.
Go on.
Would you rather vote Conservative or support Man United for the rest of your life?
Support Man United for the rest of my life. Genuinely.
Wow. Yeah. We all thought you'd say the opposite.
No, lads, no. I wouldn't. Wow. I'd rather be anything else other than a Tory than a proud Tory. Do you know what I mean? No, fuck that, mate. It's bad people. The bad people. Some Man United, I know Man United fans, they were good people. My sound engineer's a Man United fan, Deckers. So he's a good person. I'd rather be Deck than a Tory. Do you know what I mean? So
fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah. Sorry to any Liverpool fans who that might upset. But if you'd rather be a Tory than a United fan, then I'm upset with you.
What's your go-to snack on the road?
It's not this. It's not this. I'm a fan of a Greggs sausage roll, you know, just pure and simple, just sausage roll, lad, just get that. I had a sausage sarnie this morning, but, you know, service station, on the road, services, Greggs, morning, bump, you know what I mean?
Can't go wrong.
No, just get something in you know what I mean?
Coupons, lad.
What?
You're not coupons, lad.
A coupons, what's that?
Don't have coupons in Liverpool, mate. Yorkshire exclusive.
Jesus Christ.
Get yourself coupons tomorrow.
Is there any round here?
Yeah, literally
in town, mate.
Is there, yeah?
Yeah.
I live, I'm staying there.
Absolutely
delicious.
Coupons.
Coupons.
Yeah,
right,
absolutely delicious, mate.
I'll try that out.
Final question. Who's your favourite upcoming artist right now?
Upcoming artist, so you mean like below myself, would you say?
Unsigned.
Unsigned. That's a good question, you know. It's a very, very, very good question. There's a band called Brightown, who Danny who plays guitar, it's his brother and his mates. They're like West Coast, like 4-part harmonies. It's amazing shit. Brightown band. They're so much better than me as musicians, do you know what I mean?
Fair enough,
like even vocally.
Modest.
Yeah, there's like in terms of like what they can do with their instruments, they're just fucking amazing. and when you see them all together in the room, the 4 mates as well, so it's even, you know, just the dynamic of them. They're only about 22.
Yeah.
The Stans, they put the first EP out on Spotify not too long ago. I'm sure they self-produce as well, like, you know what I mean? There's such intelligence and such like talented musos, and they know what they're doing, you know what I mean? I mean, in terms of like a guilty pleasure, I've seen them in the Sway. Yeah. They just remind me of me in the band. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant stuff, mate. Brilliant.
But the Sway and Bright Town Band, they're the ones you want to look out for.
Brilliant stuff. So this has been Talk Tonight. I've been Dan Smith. This has been Jamie Webster.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Thanks very much, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks very much, Dan's brother.
So yeah, if you enjoyed this, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.